Alright guys, well, I don't have anything too exciting. We're just going to do another video of, we're just going to walk around one of the trucks here. It's actually not my truck. We're going to do the girlfriend's truck this week. I've been busy working on stuff that's not worth videoing and has nothing to do with cars, so I gotta try to make some more videos. That's her car too. I just put black grill on it and some stuff for her birthday. You know, nothing too crazy there, just a V6 Charger. You know, whatever, daily driver. But you know, of course we got the other old junk in the background here. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about her truck this week. We've been doing some car shows, and she just actually got another plaque for it, so she's pretty happy about that. But yeah, so here, let me turn this around. So this is her truck. This is its appearance is a 77. It's a crew cab long bed. Has a whole bunch of old school custom stuff here, you know, old school frame drop mounts on springs, and it's got, you know, big custom built cab mounts, and it's got a drivetrain drop. This actually sits like 2 inches lower than it's supposed to, and it's a bunch of stuff her dad has helped her do over the years. And she's had this truck for a long time, since she was like 17. And so I'm trying to do math. I'm terrible at math. Anyway, she's had the truck for like 20 some years or longer. I can't remember. She's not as young as I am anymore, but this is its semi-final form. It started out as a short bed standard cab truck, and it was yellow and really beat up, and it was on some 39.5 Swampers, so same size tires. These are just Boggers, which she bought these new like 20 years ago, and they're getting pretty close to retirement age. I mean, they're good for people who go wheeling. You know, they can hot knife these out and stuff. You know, they're not completely wore out, but they're getting the weather cracks in them and stuff. She decided to change it up this year and use some paint marker stuff to paint her letters, and it's kind of funny. A lot of people think it's cool, a lot of people hate it. I actually did like a rolling video the other day when we were on our way to one of the car shows, and somebody commented on it was a short, about saying how stupid it looks with white walls out, which is funny because they're not white walls, and it's white letters for one. Two, it's not your vehicle, so who cares? Like, you know, everybody can have their own opinions, which is fine, but like, why do you gotta get on people's YouTube videos and make comments? And at the end of the day, I can take purple power and spray it on there and wash it right off. For any of you people that know anything about Super Swampers, they don't make a white letter tire, so you have to paint that yourself if you want to have that look, which for a show truck, it'll last. But you know, big old white walls on there. white letters, people, white letters. Anyways, yes, black walls look good, white letters look good. She's actually a big black wall fan, has been for years. But these tires, again, like I said, they're 20 something years old, and she just wanted to change it up a little bit, and they're gonna get replaced. Hopefully she'll, you know, be able to get some money saved up to get some new ones. I think we're gonna try to go up to like 42 or maybe even a 44, because as you can see, there's a lot of clearance here. And this is actually on factory 3/4 ton springs. So we're talking about, once, you know, we get some money saved up for her, to maybe get some custom made Alcan springs and boost it up just a little bit more. So this is a fancy feature a lot of people really like. Got the good old cargo box on the side here. It's a desired thing people like, but as you can see, like I said, we got lots of body lift going on here, so you can see right through under the bed there. She wants to make some filler panels we just, you know, haven't gotten down to that yet. And like I said, this was kind of more her and her dad's thing. So I put these lights under here for her. They're ones that she used to have way back in the day on her original, like I was saying, short bed standard cab truck. And she had that for years, never got it painted or anything. I'm gonna turn the camera here. Right here, this is the cab that used to be on the truck. That's yellow, extended cab. So about, I'm gonna say about 2 years ago, it was the she says blaze yellow, I think was the paint code name. Anyways, bright yellow, and it was an extended cab. So her dad, instead of having to go through and redo all this stuff, he went through and he chopped and stretched the frame and gusseted it and put bolts and did all that old school stuff. And again, this thing's a show truck. It's a pavement princess. She's taken it out in the mud and stuff before, not in the 4-door form, but the problem with these Dodges is, and if you watched my other video about my high school truck, you get the bed likes to hit the cab right here. And this truck being a show truck, he got the bed to the cab gap real nice and snug, so you can't see, you know, through the bed there in the cab. So we're really careful even driving it through the yard. I've got a little refocus here so you can see it. Camera's not wanting to focus. There it goes. So we got this hump here. It's not real big looking on the camera, but it's enough to flex the truck pretty good. So we're careful about driving the truck up and down through right here because we don't want to damage the paint. It's only like a year old. And you know, this thing was a garage, suburban garage driveway build. So, you know, it ain't perfect. It's got flaws, but it's, you know, meant to be a pavement princess driver. So, and again, it's huge, so it lives outside. You know, she's got all her windows tinted in it, and it's got the spray and bed liner on the floor. We got some stuff in here from going to the car shows still. She put 4th gen Ram seats in. This is like the center console out of a 4th gen, and her dad made the brackets to where it sits down lower, so you can kind of either sit on it or you can crawl through into the back seat, which is kind of nice because these doors, I mean, it looks like it opens a lot on camera, but trying to climb in here, it's can be a little bit of a chore. But and then the seat is kind of forward more than what's ideal because of the in-cab tank back here. Got in-cab fuel tank. This being out of a 4th gen, it's not hollowed out like the bench seats are to kind of cradle or go over the top of the in-cab tank there. So, but you know, nothing crazy on the dash, just some old school gauges and old school steering wheel. And this truck is a MP435. I think that's the right number. Anyways, the Granny Low 4-speed, and it's got the MP203 full-time transfer case. So this is all-wheel drive, like all the old Power Wagons. So you can see the big old 203 hanging down here. And it's just running on 3/4 ton axles. Again, you know, lots of old school drop brackets and braces, and I'm sure lots of people would look at this and they're gonna have their opinions and how, you know, it's not built good enough or whatever. This thing's, again, it's a pavement truck. It's not out wheeling. It's not a monster truck. We're not out jumping over things. And you know, if you're on that Tin Grill Dodge truck group, you've probably seen lots of pictures of this thing over the years when it was extended cab, and then she posts pictures every once in a while. She's a really big fan of her tailgate back here, which she hasn't decided if she wants to paint these letters or do decals, black, white, whatever. Do the black. We talked about doing a blackout in the whole tailgate and putting the trim back on, and then just having the Dodge letters body color. But controversial thing that people like to get all excited over is the you know, non-factory Dodge bumper. And yes, it has Ford style marker lights on it. It is a universal LMC truck bumper. Very Ford-ish looking, but you know, it's just a universal full-size truck bumper. She likes it because she's short and she likes the steps. You know, she uses her hitch to step up onto there to get into the bed. So recently added this truck box in here for her, and then we got the spare tire in here. I'm going to build a mount, kind of like a Baja mount. It's at an angle to put the tire kind of up at an angle in the bed, and then I'm probably going to put like a bed crane in the corner. So if we actually need the spare tire, since this gets driven everywhere because of how big it is, we'll be able to get it out without killing ourselves, because these things are heavy. A lot of rubber in these tires. So we got some form of 440 big block in here. Her dad's the one that put this thing together. I don't know what the block casting is. I don't know anything about that. All I know is it's a 440, or it's a big block anyways, and you know, it runs and does its thing, does what it needs to do. It's got like 3-inch exhaust or whatever, 2 3/4 all the way out the back with some flow masters, so it's not super loud, it's not super quiet. She really likes the 77 so grill, or the clear markers. Her yellow extended cab, it had the clear turn signals down here also, so she had both of them, kind of custom touch. And then up here the hood's black to give it a little bit more, you know, two-tone. This color was a nightmare. They went through several gallons of paint trying to get it to match, because you know, a truck this big, you don't paint it all in one shot usually, which they did try to do that. Her aunt had access to a paint booth and stuff, so they tried to spray the whole thing in a booth, and of course there's paint problems because it's just a lot of area to prep. But it took a long time to get the paint code fixed on this thing, so it would match, because her dad had painted different things as he was getting the bodywork done and building it, and we had different color cab, different color doors, different color fenders, and it was just, and the paint was mixed on the same code at the same paint shop, and they just kept messing it up. But the tailgate came out the right shade of gray that she wanted, so they ended up taking the tailgate down there and they used the color match gun, and it came out as some Porsche Crayola or Cryle, I don't know, some weird name. So it's a Porsche color now. So yeah, anyways, just the woes of trying to build something in your driveway. So figured I'd just do a video real quick this week of, I call it the mini monster truck, because it's not quite a monster truck, but it's the biggest thing here. A lot of kids like it. A lot of people, they get excited, especially because of the 4 doors. I think it'd look, now that it's so long, I think if we go up to like a 42 or 44-inch tire, it will give it a little bit better proportional look. Still good looking truck. A lot of people like this thing a lot, but you know, it's a lot of money for those tires. Just these 39.5 Boggers. She was pricing them the other day, and they're like $1,000 a piece now. So pretty low on the, you know, low on the priority list. We got lots of other bills that need paid, so we're gonna milk these things for all they're worth. And someday it might get some big old 44s on there. I think it should be 44s, new Alcan springs, and then a few other upgrades to it, and just to make it a little bit, you know, just try to keep on top of the stuff, try to make sure we got the reliability down, and that way she can drive it back and forth to work or whatever, wherever she wants to drive it. Sometimes she works different places where she's driving 45 minutes, and yes, it's terrible on fuel, which is where the that's where that comes in. That's the daily driver for her. So someday, we get turned around here, I'm gonna get one of these pop top trucks put together for her. She would really like to have a Ram Charger. I actually was gonna buy this one to do that for her. But another guy I know got a hold of it first, and now I'm in a trade deal with him on that, which it's a lot rougher than I thought it was gonna be. So it's all working out. I'm gonna help him get a truck hauled home. He's wanting to build a crew cab and stuff. A lot of it is he had one, let it go, whatever. He's seen us at the car shows. He just loves this thing, and he doesn't want it to be on as big of tires, but it's giving him a lot of inspiration to track one down and get to getting everything figured out. So yeah, not a long video this week, but we'll talk about the big old gray beast. I don't remember what she wanted to nickname it. The hippopotamus, something, I don't know. The Greyhound bus is what her uncle calls it. She didn't want to paint it yellow because they were going to call it the school bus. I mean, it's long enough. You could call it a school bus. But yeah, so not my truck. I don't know all the details, but it's still a good looking truck. Show's good. A lot of people like it. She's slowly collecting, well, not really slowly, she's collecting plaques a lot quicker for it than I have ever collected for any of my vehicles. So obviously she had some good ideas here, and her dad helped her execute it well enough that it's doing good. It's doing good in the shows, and it's got enough reliability to keep the old monster going down the road. So someday I'm going to build a couple other rigs with her, and we'll make videos doing that. She kind of wants to do a tribute to her original short bed truck, so we might make a standard cab short bed on big old tires and paint it yellow. But we'll see. You guys will have to keep checking back, keep seeing what we're posting here, and maybe next week I'll have a video of something a little bit more exciting, or maybe this is exciting. I don't know. I know the tow truck videos are pretty fun, but I do have some, let's see, this row right here. I need to tow these rigs out of the way because I have a LeBaron back there. So we'll see how things go, and maybe in a week or two I'll have a video of moving that around because I need to get the transmission out of it. And yeah, so anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see what we can come up with next week. Thanks.